Hey everyone, and welcome. Have you ever felt like you're constantly running on a hamster wheel, trying to keep up with a world that just won't slow down? You're juggling work, family, social life, and that endless stream of notifications on your phone. It's easy to feel overwhelmed, stressed, and completely drained. But what if I told you there's an ancient philosophy over 2,000 years old that holds the keys to navigating modern chaos with calm and resilience? Today, we're diving deep into the world of Stoicism. This isn't about being emotionless or detached. It's about building an unshakable inner fortress so you can lead a more peaceful, stress-free life. So, grab a cup of tea, find a quiet spot, and let's explore some powerful Stoic habits that can genuinely transform your daily experience. Let's start with the absolute cornerstone of Stoicism, understanding what's within your control and what isn't. The Stoic philosopher Epictetus famously said, "Some things are in our control and others not. Things in our control are opinion, pursuit, desire, aversion, and, in a word, whatever are our own actions. Things not in our control are body, property, reputation, command, and in one word, whatever are not our own actions." Think about it. How much time and energy do we waste worrying about things we have zero influence over? A traffic jam, what someone else thinks of you, a sudden downpour on a day you planned a picnic. We get angry, frustrated, and stressed. The Stoic approach isn't to pretend these things don't happen. It's to fundamentally shift your focus. Here's a practical way to apply this today. The next time you feel that spike of anxiety, pause and do a quick control audit. Grab a piece of paper or open a note on your phone. Draw a line down the middle. On one side, write down all the aspects of the situation you can control. Your attitude, your response, your next action. On the other side, list everything you can't control. The other person's behavior, the outcome of an event, the past. Now, consciously decide to pour all your energy into the control column and mentally let go of the other side. This isn't a one-time fix. It's a mental muscle you build over time. The opposite approach, trying to control the uncontrollable, is a guaranteed recipe for chronic stress and unhappiness. By practicing this separation, you reclaim your power and find a profound sense of peace. Next up, a habit that can rewire your brain for happiness, practicing gratitude. Now, I know what you might be thinking, gratitude, that's it? But hear me out. Our brains have a natural negativity bias. We're wired to spot threats and problems. It's a survival mechanism. But in our modern world, that often translates to dwelling on what's wrong, what's missing, what's not good enough. Gratitude is the direct antidote to this. It consciously shifts your focus from a mindset of scarcity to one of abundance. The Stoics, like Marcus Aurelius, often reflected on the interconnectedness of the universe and were grateful for their place within it, even for the challenges. I want to share a short story. There was once an old man who lived in a small village. One day, his only horse ran away. His neighbors came to console him, saying, "What terrible luck!" The old man simply replied, "Maybe." A week later, the horse returned, bringing with it a herd of wild horses. The neighbors rejoiced. "What amazing luck!" The old man said, "Maybe." The next day, his son tried to tame one of the wild horses, was thrown off, and broke his leg. The neighbors again offered sympathy. "What terrible luck!" The old man replied, "Maybe." A few weeks later, military officials came to the village to conscript all able-bodied young men for a war. They saw the son with his broken leg and passed him by. The neighbors congratulated the old man. "What amazing luck!" He just said, "Maybe." This story perfectly illustrates the Stoic idea of not rushing to label events as good or bad. Instead, we can practice gratitude for what is, without getting attached to a specific outcome. So here's your practical step. Start a gratitude journal. It's simple but incredibly powerful. Every evening before you sleep, write down 3 specific things you were grateful for that day. Don't just write, "my family." Get specific. I'm grateful for the 5 minutes I spent laughing with my partner about a silly joke. Or, I'm grateful for the warmth of the sun on my face during my walk. This practice trains your brain to actively scan for the positive, which over time can fundamentally change your outlook and make you more resilient to stress. The third Stoic habit is to cultivate mindfulness, or what the Stoics called prososche, paying attention to the present moment. In our hyper-distracted world, our minds are constantly elsewhere. We're thinking about our to-do list while talking to our kids, or worrying about a future meeting while trying to enjoy a meal. Stress thrives in this gap between the past and the future. By being fully present, you starve stress of its fuel. Seneca, another great Stoic, wrote extensively about making the most of our time, noting that we often live as if we have an infinite amount of it. Being present is the ultimate way to honor the time you have. Think of it this way: reacting impulsively to a stressful situation is like being a puppet on a string. An email comes in, your boss says something critical, someone cuts you off in traffic, and zing, the string is pulled, and you react with anger or anxiety. You've given your power away. Mindfulness creates a space between the trigger and your response. It's in that space that your freedom lies. You get to choose how you respond. So how do you build this space? Start small. Try a simple breathing exercise. Right now, just close your eyes for a moment. Take a slow, deep breath in for 4 counts. Hold for 4, and exhale for 6. Do this just 3 times. Feel how it grounds you? You can do this anywhere, anytime you feel stress rising. Long term, you can incorporate a daily 5-minute meditation or even just practice mindful walking, paying attention to the sensation of your feet on the ground and the sounds around you. This practice of being present isn't about emptying your mind. It's about becoming an observer of your thoughts without getting swept away by them. Now for a truly liberating, though perhaps challenging Stoic concept, amor fati, which is Latin for love of fate. This isn't about passive resignation. It's about actively, enthusiastically embracing everything that happens in your life, the good, the bad, the ugly, as a necessary and even desirable part of your journey. The great philosopher Friedrich Nietzsche, who was heavily influenced by the Stoics, put it this way: "My formula for greatness in a human being is amor fati, that one wants nothing to be different, not forward, not backward, not in all eternity. Not merely bear what is necessary, still less conceal it, but love it." Imagine if, instead of resisting challenges and thinking, "Why is this happening to me?" you viewed them as opportunities. A tough project at work becomes a chance to develop new skills. A difficult conversation becomes an opportunity to practice empathy and communication. A personal failure becomes a lesson in resilience. The common mistake people make is thinking this means you should enjoy pain. That's not it at all. It means accepting that pain and difficulty are part of the fabric of a meaningful life, and instead of fighting reality, you can choose to work with it. When you truly embrace amor fati, stress loses its grip. You stop being a victim of your circumstances and become the artist of your life, using whatever materials you're given, even the broken pieces, to create something beautiful. A practical step. The next time something doesn't go your way, instead of complaining, ask yourself, what can I learn from this? How can this make me stronger? Finally, let's talk about the power of community. The Stoics, despite their focus on self-reliance, were deeply cosmopolitan. They believed we are all citizens of the world, connected by a shared humanity. Marcus Aurelius wrote in his Meditations, "What is not good for the hive is not good for the bee." We are social creatures, and isolating ourselves when we're stressed is often the worst thing we can do. Think about it. When you're going through a tough time, what happens if you keep it all inside? The thoughts swirl, get magnified, and can feel completely overwhelming. But sharing your experience with a trusted friend, family member, or mentor can be transformative. They can offer a fresh perspective, remind you of your own strength, or simply provide the comfort of knowing you're not alone. I remember a time I was incredibly stressed about a major career decision. I felt paralyzed. I spent weeks just thinking in circles. Finally, I called a close friend and just laid it all out. He didn't solve the problem for me, but by simply listening and asking thoughtful questions, he helped me untangle my own thoughts. The conversation brought clarity and, more importantly, immense relief. The burden felt lighter because it was shared. So, make it a habit to actively nurture your relationships. Schedule that coffee date. Make that phone call. Be the kind of supportive friend you'd want to have. Engaging in meaningful conversations isn't a distraction from your problems. It's a vital part of solving them and maintaining your well-being. So there you have it. 5 ancient Stoic habits that are more relevant today than ever before. Focus on what you control, practice gratitude, stay present, love your fate, and lean on your community. The journey to a stress-free life isn't about finding a magical destination where problems cease to exist. It's about building the inner strength to navigate the inevitable storms of life with grace and tranquility. Every small step you take, every time you choose a thoughtful response over a knee-jerk reaction, you are walking the path of the Stoic. Thank you so much for joining me today. I truly hope you found these ideas helpful and inspiring. If you enjoyed this video and want more content to help you live a stronger, more peaceful life, please hit that like button and consider subscribing to the channel. It really helps more than you know. Remember to be kind to yourself on this journey. Take care, and I'll see you in the next video.